Imagine walking into a pawn shop where history, money, and human instinct collide, and realizing that what people are really buying isn't just gold or silver, but security. When a well-known Pawn Stars personality says that demand for precious metals is going to stay strong. For a long time, it's not just a casual remark. It's a reflection of what he sees every single day across the counter. Uncertainty, fear, opportunity, and long-term thinking. Today, we're diving deep into why precious metals like gold and silver continue to hold their ground, why demand isn't fading anytime soon, and what this trend really means for ordinary people, investors, and the global economy. In the world of Pawn Stars, rare coins, gold bars, and silver collectibles aren't just TV props. They're real indicators of public behavior. According to the show's famous personality, people are still walking in with cash, ready to buy precious metals. Not because it's trendy, but because it feels safe. When inflation rises, currencies weaken, or markets swing wildly, gold and silver become emotional anchors. They've been trusted for thousands of years, long before stock markets, cryptocurrencies, or digital banking ever existed. That historical trust doesn't disappear overnight, and that's a big reason demand is holding steady. One major factor driving this long-term demand is economic uncertainty. Across the world, people are dealing with inflation, rising living costs, and unpredictable financial systems. When money loses purchasing power, people look for assets that can store value. Precious metals don't depend on governments printing more currency or companies hitting profit targets. Gold doesn't go bankrupt, and silver doesn't default on loans. That simplicity makes them incredibly attractive, especially during uncertain times. From what pawnshop counters reveal, people aren't just selling gold when times are tough. They were also buying it to prepare for what's coming next. Another reason demand is staying strong is the shift in investor mindset. Many people today are no longer chasing quick profits alone. They're thinking long-term, focusing on stability and wealth preservation. The Pawn Stars personality often points out that customers aren't always day traders or collectors. They're parents, retirees, and small business owners. These are people who want something tangible they can hold in their hands. In a world dominated by digital numbers on screens, physical assets feel more real and trustworthy. That psychological comfort plays a huge role in keeping demand alive. Gold and silver also benefit from global demand, not just local interest. Jewelry markets, industrial use, central banks, and private investors all contribute to steady consumption. Silver, for example, isn't just a precious metal, it's an industrial one. It's used in electronics, solar panels, medical equipment, and electric vehicles. As technology expands, so does the need for silver. Gold, on the other hand, continues to be hoarded by central banks as a reserve asset. When institutions with massive financial power continue buying, it sends a clear signal that these metals aren't going out of style. The pawn shop perspective is especially interesting because it reflects real-world behavior, not theory. On TV, negotiations may be entertaining, but behind the scenes, patterns are clear. When economic news turns negative, more people rush to buy metals. When markets rally, some sell, but demand never truly disappears. According to the Pawn Stars personality, that consistency is what convinces him this trend will last for a long time. Fads come and go, but gold and silver remain constant players in the financial game. Another key point is accessibility. You don't need millions of dollars to invest in precious metals. Someone can walk into a pawn shop or dealer and buy a small gold coin or a few ounces of silver. This low barrier keeps demand broad and diverse. Unlike real estate or large-scale investments, metals allow participation at almost any level. That's why demand doesn't collapse, even when prices fluctuate. People adjust how much they buy, not whether they buy at all. There's also growing distrust in traditional systems. Banking crises, market crashes, and policy changes have made people cautious. Precious metals offer independence. They don't rely on internet access, electricity, or third-party promises. From the pawnshop's point of view, many customers explicitly say they want something outside the system. That mindset isn't temporary. It's shaped by repeated global shocks. As long as uncertainty exists, the desire for metals will remain. Even pop culture and media exposure play a role. Shows like Pawn Stars have educated audiences about the real value of coins, bullion, and historical artifacts. People now recognize that a simple-looking item could hold significant worth. This awareness fuels curiosity and interest, bringing more buyers into the market. When knowledge spreads, demand strengthens, not weakens. As we look ahead, the idea that precious metals demand will stay where it is, or even grow, doesn't sound unrealistic. Inflation isn't vanishing overnight. Global tensions aren't magically resolving. And trust in physical value isn't fading. From the seasoned perspective of a Pawn Stars personality who watched trends rise and fall, gold and silver stand out as survivors. They've endured centuries of change, and today's challenges are just another chapter in their story. So whether you're a collector, an investor, or just someone curious about where money is really going, one thing is clear: precious metals aren't losing their shine anytime soon. The pawnshop counter tells a story that charts sometimes miss, a story of human instinct, caution, and timeless value. And if demand is staying strong for a long time, it's because history, psychology, and reality are all pointing in the same direction.